Hello everybody and welcome to our news update. This is the news for the week of March 9th, and of course the Flower and Garden Festival has just started at Epcot. So this week we're going to be digging into that, the food, the topiaries that are available, the music that's going on. So let's get right into it. So obviously the first thing we want to cover is the dates. So this started on March 4th and it's going to go all the way until June 1st. So you do have a good amount of time to get to this festival, try the foods, see the flowers, and take it all in. So there's a couple of new gardens you might want to check out this year. There's the Trendy Tropicals Garden, and this is between Morocco and France if you want to check that one out. Or there's the Wildlife Crossing Garden, and this is about how animals roam around. This one's just outside of Communicore Hall, and the cool thing here is this one's going to feature characters from the new Pixar movie Hopper. So if you want to check that one out, make sure that you get to Communicore Hall to see those new characters. Of course, we're also going to get a lot of our favorite topiaries back. So Phineas and Ferb are coming back, Moana and Maui are back in play. We still have Figment. Obviously, he's a huge icon for Epcot, so you can't leave him out. Groot is very cute. He's one of my favorites from last year, so super happy to see him back. And of course, there is the classic of having Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs over in the Germany Pavilion. Another favorite here that has returned is Butterfly Landing. So if you haven't checked this one out before, it is kind of an enclosed area where they have specific flowers and then butterflies that are contained in the area so that you get to see them flying around. Sometimes they land on you. It is a super lovely experience. I highly recommend it if you haven't checked it out yet. And of course, we can't have an Epcot festival without having a music concert series. So this one's the Garden Rocks concert series. Obviously, this is at the American Gardens Theater, and there's a few really good options this year. So from March 5th to 7th, there's the music of ABBA. So if you're a fan of ABBA, there is a tribute there for you. From March 8th to 9th, Simple Plan is going to be playing. March 15th and 16th, you're going to get to see Billy Ocean. April 12th and 13th, you're going to see Rick Springfield. This one I would really love to see from May 10th and 11th. You're going to have 98 Degrees. And finally, to wrap it up on May 31st and June 1st, you're going to get Maverick City music. So lots of really good music options this year. It's always a great concert series. Epcot goes all out for these for all of their festivals, so glad to see this keep going. So these shows are 3 times a night at 5:30, 6:45, and 8 p.m. You can line up for it. If you do want to guarantee some good seating, they do have a dining package where you will get reserved seating along with your dinner reservations. So make sure to look into that if that's something that you want, especially if there's a particular artist you want to see and you want to make sure you have good seats. The dining package is a really great way to secure that. So now let's dig into some of the foods. So there is a new booth this year called Nectar, and this one is going to serve poke bowls. So I'm a big fan of poke bowls, so this one would absolutely get my attention. You can get it with or without tuna, depending on whether you want to have meat. So they also have a coconut panna cotta here. This one looks really good. It's got a cherry gelée. It's got some matcha crumble if you like that kind of earthy tone. And of course, the citrus cookie with a plant-based meringue. So that is a really good option if you're looking for a light treat. Another one that always looks really beautiful, whether or not it looks like that in person versus the photos, but this is the avocado toast over at Brunchcot, a really good way to kick off the day if you're looking for something more breakfasty when you're starting your food tour. It looks beautiful with the edible flowers and all of the dressings on top. I know, having had edible flowers in dessert before, they tend to be a lot smaller on the actual food than you see in the photos, but if it looks anything like this, it's stunning. Another interesting one to try here is over at the Citrus Blossom, and this is the lumpia. It uses a plant-based pork, it's got a papaya green salad, and an yuzu sweet and sour sauce. So this one sounds really interesting if you're looking for a different flavor and you are looking for a vegetarian option. Another classic for this festival is the potato pancakes. These are over at the German Pavilion and are served with an applesauce. Very standard classic for Germany, so this is nice to see this one back as well. Over at Communicore Hall, we have another display as well. This is again going to feature Spike the Bee. It's kind of the world from his perspective. The cool thing about it this time around is that it's going to transition from daytime to nighttime. So they're talking about like firefly effects, you know, flowers that specifically open up for the moonlight. So it's worth seeing twice, both during the day and in the evening, to see that transition. So if you like doing the passport activities at the festival, of course, this one has one as well. This is the Garden Graze, and you need to do 5 of the eligible foods to collect your passport stamps and get your prize at the end. And these are focusing on the plant-based items. So that's a good option. It keeps it open for everyone if you want to take part in that. A few of the foods that I've already mentioned are part of this scavenger hunt. So the poke bowl, the coconut panna cotta, the potato pancakes. There's lots of really good options. The avocado toast is included here as well. So if you want to take part in that, you just purchase your passport, you take part in the food tour, get to consume a bunch of different things, try a bunch of different samples, and then get your prize at the end. So finally, we're going to talk about festival merch. So this is obviously a huge draw. These are always really popular. So for the Flower and Garden Festival, we're obviously going to see our staple characters. So you're going to get Orange Bird, you're going to get Spike the Bee, and you're going to see Alice in Wonderland merchandise. So the first one is a loungefly ear. I love this one because it features both Orange Bird and Spike the Bee. So getting them both together on a piece of merch, I think, is really sweet. So they've done a similar thing with the Spirit jersey this year. So again, you're going to get Spike the Bee and the Orange Bird together. You're also going to get a Dole Whip there, so that's a really good option. You're going to see some similar items from previous years for the Alice in Wonderland collection. So the Alice in Wonderland loungefly ears feature Alice and the caterpillar. You're also going to get the butterfly bag, which is always super cute. And then finally, for the annual pass holders, your merchandise is going to feature Minnie and Mickey in their gardening outfits. So there's cups, there's t-shirts, there's hats, lots of options here for you. So wonderful to see another festival season. This is obviously the last big festival until we get back to food and wine in the fall. So this is going to have to tide us over until we get through that kind of summer break. Again, this is one of my favorites. It's always super bright and colorful, especially coming from Canada and seeing all of the flowers when I'm coming from gray and snow. It's always so endearing and uplifting to see all of those new topiaries and all of the color over the park. So that is all of our news for this week, and we will see you next time.